Nowadays, the analytical instruments on job prospects and insights for pharma job seekers. This is the topic we have selected. Like nowadays, if you see, there are n number of resources available to learn, but there is no resources or comprehensive knowledge available uh, in anywhere in the internet, or I can say anywhere in the site. So this kind of comprehensive knowledge to be needed for those who are coming out from the college or from the universities. Like that is the reason why I selected this topic, and I would like to present to this freshers, those who are coming out from the college, analytical instruments and job prospects. So when we are in college, we were wondering, like there are some poor people who joined in the college. There are some middle class people who joined in the college. There are some like upper class people, like I can say like rich people. The ultimate goal for each and everyone is to land in a good job and to excel their career, like they want to excel their career in a better way. So to achieve that, you should have a comprehensive knowledge rather than technical knowledge. Like the comprehensive knowledge is nothing but like how to get a job. So this is the major lacking, I can say, though for job seekers. Like after completion of +2, they may come to the city, any one of the city, and they'll try to get a job, and they struggle a lot to get a job, and they don't know. Many majority of the people, I can say, like they don't know how to get a job. And knowledge is everywhere. Like the everyone is struggling to get job. So that is the reason why I selected this job, because in the recent days, like we can see, like the knowledge, technique, and everything is available over the internet. The thing is that how to get a job, how to land in a job, like how to land in our dream job, that is more important for anybody, like those who are completing like 4 years degree or 6 years degree, or those who are completing a PharmD. Even after Ph.D, some people are like struggling to get their really the job which they needed for. So that is the reason why I selected this topic, and let us discuss the broad spectrum about the pharmaceutical industry. Then we will narrow down to the analytical related jobs and analytical instruments, like how the analytical instruments plays major role in the analytical industry. So I hope many of you are aware of the pharmaceutical industry, how it works, because you are in the pharmacy studies, pharmaceutical studies. Like you may be aware, but many of the people are doesn't know like how the industry is designed and what kind of industries are there, and many people doesn't know like. There are some other than pharmaceutical industry, like many people may know formulation industry or the API industry, that is active pharmaceutical ingredient. But other than that, there are some other industries where you can excel your career in a better way. So that is the reason why I would like to discuss about this a broad spectrum. Then we will narrow down to the analytical instruments. See, as you can see here, there are different types of industries, and you may be aware of this. There is like formulations, number one, we can say. Formulation is nothing but like there is tablets manufacturing companies and capsule manufacturing companies, injectable manufacturing companies, and various creams and ointments manufacturing companies. This is all called as a formulation industries where we can get a job. And then API or chemical manufacturing company. So if you see there is an API which is required for formulation. For that there is a specialized industry, and then there is a chemical industry. The chemical industry is nothing but like reagent manufacturing or a specific chemical which is required for testing or for manufacturing the tablet, that is also available in the uh, all over the globe. And then if you see there is an excipients manufacturing companies separately. So if you see the excipients manufacturing companies, the excipients is nothing but the other than active ingredient which is used for manufacturing the tablets or capsules or any of the drug product is called as excipients. So there is a company for excipients manufacturing as well. And there is another one like bioanalytical. So once the formulations are designed, then there will be a bioavailability and bioequivalent studies which will be conducted by bioanalytical companies, for which we have more companies across the globe. And then there is a clinical research companies as well. The clinical research companies are the most widely renowned or mostly heard you guys more about the clinical research companies. These five types of companies are familiar for every one of you, I believe. And the remaining companies like there is an analytical instruments manufacturing companies where you can get job, and then biotech companies. Other than that, there is a commercial testing labs. So the commercial testing lab is nothing but only the commercial testing lab where you can get only job for analytical people especially. These are all manufacturing and testing companies. The below three, if you see like regulatory, audit support companies, and freelancer, audit support companies, and consultant, there are many companies nowadays. They started just like IT companies, regulatory companies, where they prepare dossier and they prepare ANDA or NDA for filing to the FDA or any other regulatory agencies like FDA, MHRA, all those regulatory agencies. So this is just like an IT company. The more you need is nothing but computer. You no need like a big facility, or you no need like a big instrumentation and all. Only you are going to invest your knowledge. So people are starting like regulatory companies nowadays with their knowledge, and they are excelling in their career, as well as like upon completion of like 10 or 15 years experience, the knowledge which they earned in their industry, with that they are starting their own audit support companies. Like three or four people are together, they are starting audit support companies, and they're succeeding in their career. Other than that, as an individual, like a freelancer support also people are doing like audit support, or they are playing role as a consultant. So these are all the types of jobs where you can enter in the pharmaceutical industries. So it is not that you can say big companies like, oh, I want to go to Pfizer, I want to go to Novartis, or I want to go to Cipla, or it is not that. There are n number of opportunities available other than a big manufacturing companies. So that is the reason why I would like to bring this from the broad spectrum to narrow down to analytical area, because analytical person can go anywhere in this industry. So you can go to formulation industry, API, chemical industry, excipients, bioanalytical, wherever you want you can go, because being as an analytical person, you have an opportunity to enter in any of the industries. So only thing you need is that your skill. That's it. So that is the reason why I want to present this type of industries, whatever is available. I may missed something. There are some other type of industries also. Let me still go further down. There are departments. If you see all companies, whichever we have discussed in the previous slide, has these all departments. Each and every company will have these departments. See, the top row says quality, R&D, production, regulatory affairs, marketing. If you see in quality, there will be quality assurance and quality control. So quality assurance, they do like the rest of the departments, what they are doing, everything will be assured by quality assurance department. There is a separate department work for quality assurance. Within quality assurance, there is a bifurcation like in process quality team, and analytical assurance team, and compliance team. There are different teams available within the quality assurance. Then quality control. Obviously, as you know, quality control is analytical department. Let us discuss about the analytical in the later on, like the further slides. Then if you see R&D, if you see R&D, there is an analytical R&D as well as formulations R&D. Formulation I have discussed in this slide only as because I work in formulation industry. But there is an API industry. In API, there is a synthesis R&D, and those who are interested in synthesis R&D, they can get into synthesis R&D job. So then, if you see production, if you see production, they will have warehouse, manufacturing, and packaging. So warehouse, they receive material, they store material, they dispense material for manufacturing. In manufacturing, they manufacture like granulation, blending, compression, and coating, and then the tablets may go to packaging. Let me take as a tablet, for example, to explain this. So if you want produce a tablet, you will have to have a warehouse, in where the warehouse is the one receives excipients, raw materials, and packaging material, and will be dispensed according to the batch manufacturing record, and that will be sent to manufacturing department. The manufacturing department will blend, and if you want granulation, and further it goes to compression, and further it goes to if there is any coating, then it will go to packaging. So this is how this production department is bifurcated, like various departments. Then there is a regulatory affairs departments. So there is in regulatory, there is CMC, like chemistry, manufacturing, and control. This particular department is the highly paid department, I can say, and regulatory affairs is more like IT job nowadays. And in CMC, other than CMC, there is a labeling department separately, and then pharmacovigilance department as well. And other than that, there is a separate team for marketing. So in marketing, there is a commercial team, and then there is a business development team. This commercial team works for logistics and all those things, and then business development team work to get the business for the company. So this is how everything else is works. Other than that, there is an IT department in pharmaceutical industry. The IT department is the like IT department plays major role in pharmaceutical companies. Why? Because nowadays each and every company, each and every agency such as USFDA, MHRA, TGA, or KFDA, such kind of agencies are expecting highly reliable data, so for which we are highly depend on information technology. So when we have IT department, strong IT department, then we can have everything in compliance. So there are multiple levels works in IT to comply with 21 CFR compliance. There is a 21 CFR compliance code of regulations, which is which will come as a part of FDA. To fulfill the requirement of 21 CFR, IT plays a major role. In fact, it doesn't mean that only IT person can go to IT job. Lot of and many of the people I can see, I have been seeing uh, pharmaceutical background company people, like in those who did pharmaceutics, also they were entered into IT and they are excelling in their career because they have dual knowledge. So these are all the departments in the industry's works. This I want to bring down because we are thinking like, if I did analytical, I will have to I can go only for analytical job. Definitely, it is not, because here in USA you can see those who studied geology, they are in formulation R&D. Those who are studied English literature, they are in analytical R&D. So in India, we have we have narrowed down because I studied analytical chemistry, so I wanted to go to, I can go to only analytical chemistry oriented job. So that's what the reality we have. But it is not necessary that if you have completed your degree, you have to go only for this particular department. Here we have like a vast opportunity for everything. Like if you have completed any one of the degree, that is more than enough. Once you have entered into the industry, and you can learn and further excel in your career. So let me go down to, so we have seen the types of industries, and within the types of industries, how the various departments are working. And now let me go to stages of analytical testing. Like within the industry, how analytical team plays a role. So there is a pre-formulations when it is formulation company is concerned. There is a pre-formulation. Like before developing, they try to pre-formulate, and they try to develop the product. Say for example, if I'm trying to pre-formulate, if I'm trying to formulate any one of the tablet, like I will have to work on my assay, impurities, and dissolution, and all those things. So if I want a correct dissolution, then I will have to work various formulas, and these various formulated samples will be submitted to analytical team. This pre-formulation testing will be conducted by analytical team. For this, there is a separate team in formulation companies. Once you have completed the pre-formulations, then there is an analytical method development team. So this analytical method development team will work on developing analytical methods. Once the analytical method is developed, then it will go to analytical method validation. So this developed analytical method is suitable for the entire life cycle management of the product. So that particular method will be validated based on specificity, precision, accuracy, and various other parameters like robustness, ruggedness you may have studied in your studies. And then there is a these up to these three stages there is a department called Analytical Research and Development Department. This in within analytical within analytical team there is a bifurcation. So pre-formulations, analytical method development, analytical method validation will be done by analytical research and development team. And then there is an raw material testing. So the raw materials which we have received, such as active pharmaceutical ingredients, and then excipients, and then packaging materials, this has to be tested and released for manufacturing. Whether it could be for R&D manufacturing or it could be for commercial manufacturing, this has to be tested accordance with predefined specifications and validated analytical method. This is also performed by analytical team. Once the product is manufactured, then that will be submitted to analytical team, which will be tested by in-process testing and finished product testing, and then stability samples testing. So there is a separate team which is called quality control team to test all these 5 stages: raw material testing, packaging material testing, in-process testing, finished product testing, stability samples testing. So stability samples testing is nothing but to define the shelf life. We will have to perform a testing throughout the shelf life. The predefined specification is meeting the criteria. That is what the stability testing is. Same way, finished product testing is nothing but when you are releasing a product to the market, it has to be released consistent with the predefined specifications, which we filed already with FDA or any other agency. If, say, for example, if you are working for MHRA, you will have to compile with their specifications, which you have filed already. And then post marketing, like once you have marketed the product into the market, so we get complaints from customers or patients. So those market complaint samples also has to be tested and evaluated. This is also performed by analytical development team. So these are all the stages we can say in analytical development and quality control team plays a major role in testing. So analytical techniques in pharmaceutical industry. In forthcoming slides, we can discuss one by one about the instruments and what are all the techniques and current evolution of technologies in the pharmaceutical industries. So job prospects, as we discussed in the beginning, we have enormous job opportunities for especially for analytical people in the industry, because those who are doing analytical, they can get into any kind of industry. You can go into formulation industry, you can go to excipients manufacturing industry, you can go to bioanalytical industry, or you can go to regulatory industry. So there is no such case like I can go only to this particular industry. Obviously there are more people are coming from chemistry, biochemistry, biotechnology background to the formulation industry, because They have studied about the chromatograms and some other analytical techniques in their course of study. So only thing we need is skill sets. So skill sets for analytical chemists, like when we are studying, we must have studied like chromatographic techniques and titrimetric techniques and various analytical techniques. Only thing, since beginning I have been telling in this presentation, like narrow down your search, like where you want to go. So based on that you can get your job properly. Like emerging trends. So if you see emerging trends in analytical instrumentation, the the current trend is like up to artificial intelligence. Like we have in pharmaceutical industries and biotechnological industries, there are a lot of big companies, they started using artificial intelligence as well. So IT and biotechnology and pharmaceutical industries are blended together. I can say definitely, and I have been seeing here uh, the young students, the young people, those who are coming out from the colleges, they are having a very good background of IT skills, and they have very good knowledge of pharmaceutical background. So when they are mixing together, they can get into an excellent job. This is what I mentioned. The career pathways and growth opportunities are really good when you are blending together these two skills. So I can say, like since beginning, tips for job seekers. The tips is nothing but like, see, if you have completed your degree, then if you are decided to get into the job, like where you want to get into, like say for example you want to go to analytical job, you have a kind of certification programming for that. Various companies, various opportunities are available, a specific certification. Like if you want to study about XRPD, so you can go only study for like a 3 months course or a 6 months course about in detail study about XRPD. So that is how you can narrow down your job search, and you can get only into the polymorphic industry. If you studied like XRD, then you can go to polymorphic industry. So that is how you can narrow down your job search. So I would like to tell here tips for job seekers. Please complete your degrees properly with a high percentage, and definitely you can get a job with your course. Undoubtedly, there is no doubt about that. Still, if you want go for your dream job, then if you want to narrow down your search, then you have to narrow down your skill. It is more important that you will have to have a uh, specific training skills. So it is not required that you will have to have experience. You can get certification. And one more thing is the internship in industries. Nowadays there are a lot of industries offering the internships. So you can try to get the internship like 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. So you can learn what you want, and then you can further search your real requirement where you want to go. So that way you can target and hit your target specifically. And then importance of continuous learning in pharmaceutical industry, that is more important. Why? Because as I told you beginning, and as I told you earlier, when you are when you are searching for any one of the technique, that will not that will help that will be helpful only to get into the industry. Once you are into the industry, then you will have to learn more techniques. Say for example, you have, as I discussed with you, have XRD. So if you have studied about the XRD and you got job in polymer industry, and then you will have to learn about NMR, Raman, and some other techniques such as mass spectrometry and all. So that way you can extend your wings to excel your career. So that way, that is the only way you can grow in your career. So if you got a job, if you are into the industry with minimal knowledge, you will be stuck over there. There is no chance to grow to a higher level. So to get a job, you will have to have one specific technique. Once you are into the job, then you will have to learn more and more techniques, and then you can excel your career to the top level. That is more importance that is the reason why we are calling continuous learning. So you might have heard about ICH guidelines. In ICH guidelines, there is one thing called product life cycle management. So when you are developing an analytical method, that particular analytical method has to be validated, and that validated analytical method has to be worked for the entire product life cycle. Say for example, if the tablet is expiration date is for 2 years, when you are releasing the product, there may be impurities like 0.01%. When it is going like further like 12 months and 24 months, there will be impurities degrading, and it will be going higher and higher. So the trend will be increasing. So your analytical method should have capability to detect lower level to higher level. That is where we perform linearity and accuracy. These kind of techniques will be helpful for product life cycle. So that is exactly suitable for the human being as well, those who are in the pharmaceutical industry. When you are in the pharmaceutical industry, especially when you are in the analytical department, you will have to have your product lifecycle management. Here, the product lifecycle management is nothing but the product is human. When you are uh, able to meet the current requirement, then you can excel in your career. So analytical techniques in pharmaceutical industry, and role of analytical instruments in drug development and quality control. In further slides, we can discuss about this. So as I discussed with you in this previous slide, analytical techniques in pharmaceutical industry. So overview of analytical techniques or analytical instruments. So in pharmaceutical industry, if you see, there are various instruments since beginning. Like everything is highly automized nowadays. Like everything has a software. A software has highly sophisticated software where you can get results in a fraction of a second. So only matter is sample preparation part. Here, the time consuming job is that only sample preparation step. So this, as you can see in this slide, there are a few analytical instruments I have just mentioned for example purposes. Spectroscopy and chromatography. If you ask me, being as an analytical person, being as a quality control personnel. These two are the heart of the pharmaceutical industry. I can say still go down and I can say chromatography. Chromatography is the heart of the pharmaceutical industry, especially HPLC. So when it is come to testing, say for example, you take one of the tablets. The tablet will have description testing and identification testing and dissolution testing and assay testing and organic impurities testing and then microbiology testing. So out of these parameters, if you see, identification can be done by chromatography, dissolution can be done by chromatography, impurity can be done by chromatography, and only microbial testing by some other technique. So being as a job seeker, when you have HPLC hands-on experience, industries will invite you with red carpet, undoubtedly, because we can say since like even ancient days, we used to say when we are coming out from the college, everyone is asking for experience. I don't have experience. What can I do? If you are giving job, then only I will get experience. In this case, I will deny that statement because you might have well versed during your college days itself about the chromatography. If really required, you can go a certification hands-on training experience, or I discussed with you in the previous slides, kind of internship training you can go. So when you are going to HPLC training, you will get hands-on experience. There is a software called Empower. This HPLC is completely controlled by a software called Empower. There are some other softwares as well, but worldwide renowned software is Empower. So when you are learning about the HPLC and when you are learning about the Empower software, as I told you in the beginning, again, you will be welcome with the red carpet. So people are needed nowadays. Industries are looking like a day one they have to come in and they have to start working. So they are not ready to give you training, or it is highly difficult for them to give training. There are some companies they are offering training, but majority of the companies they expect, they don't want to waste even 1 week time training on you and waste their resources. For which, if you have hands-on experience of HPLC or any other analytical instrument, any other technique, definitely it will be helpful for you as a first-time job seeker. So later on, you can expand your knowledge and you can learn all other techniques because you are already well-versed in your college days about other techniques as well. If you see spectroscopic techniques, UV visible spectrophotometer. UV visible spectrophotometer is one of the major technique used in pharmaceutical industry for dissolution, even for assay testing and identification testing as well as IR, infrared, FTIR technique. FTIR technique is used for majorly for identification purposes. It could be used for qualitative as well as quantitative purposes also. And then NMR, mass spectroscopies, and Raman and AAS. Nowadays, if you see, you might have heard about when if you are really looking for, there will be a trend in FDA. FDA looking for each and every time, like there will be a season. Each and every time they may go for particular identification. If you see, the recent trend is elemental impurities. Elemental impurities and leachables and extractables. these are the recent trend. Like, what are all the elemental impurities available in the product that has to be evaluated? That can be evaluated utilizing ICPMS. So ICPMS is playing a major role nowadays in the industry, as well as AAS. If you see, prior to this, there was some other organic impurities issues. If you see, still, if you go still little before, there were issues about the residual solvents issues. So in such a case, when the technology is developing, when we are going for uh, still from like milligram level to microgram, from microgram to nanogram level. So ICP-MS can detect up to nanogram level. So that is the evolution of analytical instruments technology. So you can prepare your sample, you can inject into the HPLC or in any one of the instrument. It will be calculated automatically, and the results will be given. So you no need to worry about that. But these results will be given automatically. This has to be validated. This will be validated prior to doing the analysis by IT team, where you can play a major role for supporting IT, because IT knows only coding, but you know how the chromatography works, like how the assay will be calculated. So you can support them by having your knowledge. So that way you can learn IT as well as chromatography or any other analytical techniques. So this, with this combined knowledge, you can excel your career over the period of time, like 5 years or 6 years, or when 10 years down the time. There are many people I can see, those who are started career from the analytical, and they are leading as a general manager IT or senior director IT nowadays. It's not IT in the sense, not core IT job. It is pharmaceutical industry IT jobs. That's what it is. These two, first spectroscopy and chromatography. These two we have discussed. Other than that, there are auto titrations. If you can see, majority of the companies like Mettler Toledo, Metro provides auto titrators. These auto titrators are highly sophisticated instruments. You can do any titration in this: acid base, redox, any kind of titration you can do it, iodometric, everything you can do it, KF titration, coulometric titration. So all are highly automated, and highly automated electrodes, and that their detectability levels are really high. So when you are learning, you have to learn the principle of the instrument as well as the automation of the instrument. So that way, chemistry plus IT will be helpful to excel in your career. Then I can say, like, dissolution. When it is coming to formulation industry, dissolution apparatus plays a major role. I no need to explain you about the dissolution apparatus, because you might have learned more about the dissolution apparatus. And then there is a separate microbiology department for pharmaceutical industries. Those who are having microbiology experience, they are going into microbiology departments. There is, each and every company has a separate microbiology department which comes under analytical uh, department. And then if you see, particle size analyzer, there is a technique called Malvern. I mean, there is an instrument which is called Malvern. Is the world renowned particle size analyzer, which you can use up to nanogram level. And this particle size analyzer is playing a major role in API analysis as well as in the product analysis, where there is a suspensions and some other creams where it is really required to measure the particle size. And then if you see electrophoresis techniques, which is used in the biotech industries and various other industries also. So now, so far, we have learned about application in drug discovery, development, and manufacturing processes, and the importance of accurate analysis ensuring drug efficacy and safety, and demand for analytical chemists and scientists. If you see, previous days, they used to give title like chemist. Like past 10 years, you can see like they are giving a titles like scientist. That is really good to hear. As I have been discussing with you since beginning, this is the end of my slide. I would like to tell you one thing for sure. It is not that if you are doing analytical chemistry, you have to go only to the analytical chemistry job. You can learn about your analytical chemistry, and you can get into analytical chemistry job once you are done with analytical chemistry, and like for 1 years or 1 year or 2 years or 3 years down the time, then you can go wherever you want. Like you can say, for example, if you want to business development, or if you want to regulatory affairs, you can expand your career. There is an opportunity. um, why? Because people are thinking like, I did this particular job, I can go only for this particular industry and this particular job. It is not like that. I can when I was in India, I was thinking the same way. Here, like there is an opportunity. You can go with whatever the job you like it, you can do it. So because that is your passion, like when you have passion, you can go into any job. So analytical person can do regulatory affairs work. Those who are doing regulatory affairs course, if they have passion about the instrumentations, about the analytical, they can come into analytical techniques, analytical department. They can do their wonders in analytical department. This is the key takeaway I wanted to tell all of you from this presentation. You when you just let me explain, since I mean, let me explain from the beginning. Like there are number of industries where you can get job everywhere, and there is a department separately. The each and every departments within the industries, and every industry has these departments. In this department, whichever you like, you can go for sure, and then you excel your career and you can go to the higher level. If kind of like, as I told you in the beginning, very beginning, there may be people, those who are from background like they really need a job, and then there will be a kind of people like, yes, I need a job. Then there may be a people like, I can do job or I can do business. So you have opportunities each and every you have opportunity for each and every person in this pharmaceutical industry. This pharmaceutical industry is like a highly paid industry as well as highly demand industry. One thing I can say is that as long as the human life is there, this pharmaceutical industry's demand will be there. Unlike IT, if you see IT, there will be layoff, there will be so many other issues, and laid off will be there, like when there is an issue. But I never seen any pharmaceutical industry laying off majority of the people unless you have a problem. So all I want to say is this pharmaceutical industry is a really a good industry, and anyone can do anything. If you study any one of the subject, The subject is doesn't matter. Whenever you want to switch, you can switch. You can go to any other industry. Like, yes, I want to go to polymorphic industry. Yes, you can go. No, I want to work in a biotech industry. Yes, definitely you can work in the biotech industry. No, I don't want to work in either biotech industry or in formulation industry. You can go to regulatory affairs. You can work separately in regulatory affairs. No, I don't want to work under anyone. I want to be a free bird. Yes, you can start freelancer kind of. When you are learning more and more, you can start your own um, freelancer. You can play your own role, or you can play like a consultant. So there are n number of ways. Learning a technique or principle, there are resources available in the internet. Even in YouTube you can see each and everything nowadays, unlike earlier days. But only thing, how you are designing your career, how you are designing your career to bring up your knowledge level, as well as your life, like how you can excel your life. So that's more important. So knowledge, according to me, nowadays everyone can learn. And how you are trying your best to get into the right job, that is more important. So with this, I would like to say thank you to each and everyone. I believe this will be helpful. And I this will be definitely an eye opener for those who are in college. I hope it will be helpful for them. And if it is helpful for any one or two people, I will be definitely grateful. I'll be happy more than anything else. Thank you. Thanks a lot.